Hi all, my name's Dave Hillman. I've been teaching drums in Sydney, Australia. That's Australia, not Austria, since 1998. Myself and Lou Bruce also gig in a jazz band we formed 12 years ago, and it's called Ella's Holiday. I don't want to localise things too much, as hopefully my friends in the States and the UK will see this sometime, but I'll make reference to certain Oz musicians. If you don't know them, just YouTube it and Google it. They're all there for you to see. And of course, AC/DC. And let's just clear one thing up. Brian Johnson wasn't the only vocalist in the band. Bon Scott from Perth, Australia preceded him. And Bon was originally in a pipe band. He was a drummer, so he knew the rudiments. I'm sure he was taught rudiments when he was younger. He went on to play in a band called Fraternity. And I'm guessing Bon was shown a few rudiments when he was growing up in Perth. So why am I doing this video? Well, a couple of reasons. Firstly, so that the parents of my students can actually see what my concepts and ideas are. Ideas that are taken on board from many great musicians and teachers that I've met and listened to. The second reason is to thank the Vic Firth Company for their support and talk about the 40 rudiment poster you can see hanging behind me. It's a great poster that Vic Firth has provided and made available to me and my students, and you can pick it up at most good music stores. Any constructive comments, please feel free to email in lowercase to davehellman.com, my new site. I can't cover every rudiment today due to time restraints, but let's cover the rudiments I used at most of my gigs. Let's jump straight into the single stroke roll number 1. I start with the roll on the snare drum. Two ways to approach this poster: as is, which works out really well in itself, or use mine and your imagination to bring it into songs and therefore your music. Like the other iconic book Stick Control by Lawrence Stone, it looks like a snare drum workout, but I want my students to understand the value of the rudiments. Then, using the Vic Firth iPad app with the poster, I have the student shift the rudiment around the drum, finishing on time when the app stops. So it's a neat little timing exercise, and see if you're in sync with that app. So the second rudiment on the poster, the single stroke 4. Again, I try to bring life to these notes by introducing a song, maybe Come Together by the Beatles. Ringo Starr on drums. Using the bronze tempo on the app, we jump to the song. Then add number 3, the single stroke 7. So to play the song properly, I added the Ringo rudiment 41, the single stroke 10, which I'll demonstrate to you right now. Okay, let's talk about number 5 on the poster, the triple stroke. 3 strokes played on each stick. Then played between the hat and the bass drum to let you hear the experience of quarter note triplets. If you've just started out on triplets, it's okay. Alex Acuna, who's the drummer on the app, isn't watching, so you can go ahead and play it slowly, and you can play it as singles. You don't have to play 3 on every stick. He will forgive you. We've just got to get this app happening and the rudiment happening. That's the main thing about this rudiment exercise. Rudiment number 6, the double stroke roll. it takes time and technique. It takes patience, like a violinist or a guitarist getting sound out of an instrument, bouncing and dancing the stick. You know, it's not a hammer. We're making music here. Things have got to sing and bounce. So the poster now gets into 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17 stroke rolls, all great tools for timing. The main benefit I can see to get out of these rolls is sustaining the roll and being able to stop and start when directed by a conductor, or worse still, a guitar player. This is where I use the One Surface Learning book. It's a great book. I purchased this after a drum lesson with Tubby Wadsworth at Drum City in Sydney about 25 years ago. I'm going to demonstrate One Surface Learning for the 5-stroke and the 9-stroke, which you can incorporate from the poster and then transfer it to the kit. So also the 9-stroke roll, Tom Scott, very famous musician, he wrote this song called Dirty Old Man, and it uses a 9-stroke in the song. So next comes the diddles. The only one I really want to cover today is the all-important paradiddle, and then let you start a fire underneath your practice, because it really will make you take off. And of course, if you're looking at the iPad app, Dr. Steve Gadd is pictured. No one else could really be chosen for that rudiment, because he has played military, Latin, rock, swing. He plays everything and continues to make those rudiments come alive due to his command of the rudiment and practice. So let's look at One Surface again and try and give the first exercise in the book some credence. Okay, the final rudiment I want to talk about today, yep, I'm scratching the surface, is the flam, Ringo Starr, and the song is Ticket to Ride. Two schools of thought about Ringo. He got lucky or he's a genius. I take the second school every time. And I'll just say one other thing. He's a Beatle and you and I are not. So at this point, I want to close what really is part one of this poster. Like the stick control book before, try and get the kit involved in these valuable exercises and be inquisitive. In closing, I'd like to quote the great American drummer Peter Erskine. I was watching his recent drum guru lesson and he began by saying something like, don't expect to be inventing the wheel every time you play. In other words, go back and look at the greats from 1920 till now and soak up the sounds and the timing. I'm Dave Hellman. I hope you've enjoyed the first look at the Vic Firth Rudiment poster. Be sure and check out davehellman.com. Contact me for lessons. Go right ahead. Thanks for watching.